Police set to hold a news conference, an update on the Carlee Russell investigation, and that news conference is set to begin any minute now.
We are taking a live look at the podium there at the Hoover Police Department. We want to capture you up to speed on this case. We all remember when Russell disappeared for 49 hours, claiming to have been abducted. Hoover police laid out her storyline that she reported, saying she saw a baby on the side of 459, called 911, and then that baby was never found. No one was ever able to corroborate what she told police.
I see the news conference is about to begin. We see Keith Sescaliba at the podium. We'll go to him now.
Burgess will read a prepared statement that will provide an update in this case. After reading the statement, we will have time for a few questions related to the case. Keep in mind, this is still an ongoing investigation, and there are some questions we simply cannot answer at this point. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Burgess.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thanks to everyone for attending again today. I want to thank the members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing, and we helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, asks for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
All right, with that, we'll take a few questions. As Officer Hale said, when I call on you, please state your name and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610, 100.1 FM Summit Media. Chief, do we at this time, or does the Hoover Police Department know the whereabouts of Carlee Russell during that 49-hour period that she was supposedly missing?
Now, as I said the other day, was talking facts and everything. If I said anything today, would just be speculation. Actual facts, we do not.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBC 13. Can you tell us what her motivation was for doing this, if you can?
I wish I could tell you. I think only Carlee knows, and maybe her attorney now. But again, the statement that we received from him does not indicate any.
Brittany G. on WBRC, can you give us an idea of what charges you may be filing against her?
That would strictly be up to the district attorney's office.
David Lamb, CBS 42, can you update us so that there is a meeting scheduled for this afternoon with the family, or when is that meeting taking place with Carlee?
No, not a meeting with the attorney, not the family or Carlee. We have a meeting scheduled with the attorney, and that will take place some point tomorrow.
And there is no meeting with Carlee Russell or her family at this point? Not
scheduled, no, sir.
Brittany Chapman, Wisconsin 6. What's next to close this investigation?
Well, again, we want to talk to Mr. Anthony tomorrow and see if he has any more to discuss about the case. We'll certainly be asking if we'll get an opportunity to again interview Carlee like we've wanted to since she returned.
Chief Stephen Quinn, ABC 3340.
Yes, sir.
Your reaction now knowing that Carlee has admitted that this was made up?
Well, I'm glad that we got this. You know, we certainly laid the facts out to you guys and to the national media that had a lot of interest in this particular case. The sad thing is that again, there were so many people that were involved, took this thing very, very seriously, and again, we wanted the focus to be bringing her home. She got home. We're very excited about that. It is what it is. The facts, I think, last Wednesday pretty much showed that we knew that it was a hoax.
Lisa.
Lisa Crane with WBTM 13. Do you know the expense you went to during this search? And if you don't have a dollar figure for us, just how big it was for you guys?
Well, it was all hands on deck, and we don't have a dollar figure yet, but we're certainly working towards getting one, and not only ours, but there'll be other agencies that had a lot of support that they gave us and had monetary expenses themselves.
Jonathan, with JLR investigates, are the parents under any investigation?
You know, as I said the other day, we were going to try to determine exactly those 49 hours. So right now, you know, anything's on the table. We still don't know what happened to those 49 hours, where she was, did she have any help? We have no idea. You know, I read the statement from Mr. Anthony, and that's all we know.
Right.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Chief, let me ask you this. What do you think prompted or provoked Carlee to do this kind of thing? And are there any kind of mental issues that the police department or the public should be concerned about, or just what?
You know, not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's this is a very elaborate. This was an elaborate deal. I mean, when you talk about calling a 911 and being up on the interstate, again, it would all be conjecture. So really, I don't know. I was hoping that we'd have an opportunity to interview and we'd be able to ask her those questions.
Were any others involved in putting this story together for her?
Mr. Anthony, in his statement, says there was not.
Right here.
Oliviana Calmes, WBRC, Fox 6 News. You said that you had a meeting scheduled and it kind of switched into a statement. Did they give any type of reason that switched?
No, they did not.
Back here.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBTM 13. Just for clarification, Carlee Russell is not in custody right now.
That is correct. That is correct.
Last question with David.
David Lamb, once again. So, first of all, when did you actually see this letter? And second of all, do these admissions and the content of the letter alter the investigation at all?
No, not at all. We'll continue to investigate. We'll still try to determine where she was during those 49 hours. But I am glad that we received this. It at least puts some of the social media super sleuths hopefully at rest for a little bit as far as the conjecture of what everybody thinks took place. We know that by her own admission, it didn't happen, and we're thankful for that.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
Well, there you have it. Police Chief Nick Durzis reading a statement by Emery Anthony, identified as Carlee Russell's attorney, in which she says that it was not a kidnapping at all.
Yeah, she said she had no one assisting her in this. She made the story up. She asked for, she's apologizing to the community, to her family, to all of those people to come out who searched for her, to pray for her. And she also said in that statement, she's asking for the community's prayers right now as she's going through this.
And let me take you back. This is less than a week from that news conference from the Hoover Police Department, where we had so many bombshell revelations coming out of it. There was that 911 call where they played Carlee's voice, making that claim that the baby she had seen the baby on the side of the road, and that they identified that could not have happened because it was 6 ball fields.
Right, that the toddler, she had followed the toddler for 600 yards. And the chief made a point at that news conference last Wednesday to really hit that point. She followed for 600 yards when she was on the phone reporting seeing the little baby with the white t-shirt on the side of 459 walking down the road.
So she had left, you see the timeline there on the screen. Carlee left her job at the summit at 8:20. The video shows her that she concealed a robe toilet paper, other items from the place of her employment. She went to get some takeout from a restaurant, and then she went to Target and bought snacks. 9:21 left that Target parking lot, and then 9:34 is when she made that statement. Now, during that news conference, not only did we hear the 911 call, but we also got some information on Carlee's internet searches from her phone. That happened on July 11th at 7:30 a.m. One of those searches, she asked, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" Other things she searched was the movie Taken, in which, of course, features a young woman who was abducted.
And we're learning today that this was all a hoax. The chief is saying that that is what he described it as, and we have our reporters who are there on the scene asking questions. Oliviana Calmes joins us live. Oliviana, the question we all want to know is, okay, Carlee is admitting that this story was made up. Or do we know where she was during those 49 hours when people were searching for her?
You know, Morgan, we don't know exactly where she was during those 49 hours, and that's still one of the questions we still don't have the answer to. They're saying this is in an active investigation, though. So one of the big things I was going to wonder is this investigation over? Well, no, it's not. We have that statement from her attorney, but that doesn't explain where she was. It just explains those huge details of the fact that, like you said, it's a hoax. There was no kidnapping. She saw no baby, and she did this all herself. So we do know that she was by herself during this time, or at least that's what that statement says by her attorney. But, you know, like I said, we don't know exactly quite yet what happened in those hours.
I heard from the police chief that there is a possibility that charges could be filed in this case.
That's right, and we asked specifically, our own Brittany asked what kind of charges would even be on the table for this kind of thing, and he said he wasn't at liberty to discuss what kind of charges, but he has a meeting scheduled with her attorney, not with her or her family at this time yet. Again, they wanted to speak with Carlee Russell and the family. They had something scheduled. If you caught that, I asked, you know, they had something scheduled. What happened? Because that turned into a statement instead of a meeting with the family. But yeah, we don't know exactly what kind of charges are on the table, but again, this is an active investigation, and they will be meeting with their attorney to discuss more.
And we know that meeting with the attorney is going to be happening tomorrow. The police chief said that there is no meeting scheduled with Carlee or her family right now. And that's really who holds all the answers in this case. The chief pointed to that last week and again this week. They still aren't able to get that information that we all want to know. What's the motivation for making up this story? Where was she? And she did say she didn't have any help, but a lot of questions still in this case, Oliviana.
Yeah, Morgan, one of the questions we asked the chief is, you know, what was the motivation in this case? That's the biggest thing we're wondering right now. And he said he wishes that he knew. Working to figure that out. It's confusing why someone would go and do this type of thing. You know, she's asking for, you know, she apologizes to all the people that stepped up in this case. But, you know, how many people were involved in looking for her or giving money to this situation? So, you know, that's the biggest thing we are wondering right now. And he said himself, he wishes that he knew.
Well, Chief Durzis did promise that they would be working this case and they would uncover every piece of evidence that would help them account for the 48 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. And so we expect that he will do exactly that. You mentioned that meeting with the attorney, Carlee Russell's attorney, but also the district attorney for Jefferson County and the Bessemer district will also be a meeting to determine if there is any charges in this case. Of course, we will be following this story and keeping you updated every inch of the way.
Absolutely.